Hello, I'm Hortensia Beret for the Finance News Network, and joining me from LBT Innovations is Managing Director and CEO Brent. Brent, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, LBT Innovations has automated the process of reading and interpreting culture plates in labs, speeding up the process by a factor of 3 over manual reading. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, sure. Our core technology is an AI-based, or more specifically, a machine learning algorithm that we've trained to automate the identification of various colony growths that exist on the agar plate. And what that really means for busy laboratories all around the world, probably more than doing it 3 times faster, is that we're able to make a clinical diagnosis, and we're able to remove those plates with no significant growth out of the workflow automatically, which means that the busy scientists and microbiologists don't need to look at those negative plates. And when you look at the workflow and how many negative plates in there, it ranges from anywhere between 70% to 90% of plates. And so that's a really meaningful addition for them to be able to provide efficiencies into their lab.
Thanks, Brent. Now, to a question investors are asking every company, what impact is COVID-19 having?
Look, it's really relevant for us. When you think of who the people are doing all of the COVID-19 testing, it's our customers. So it's these busy pathology labs who are doing the testing. And we see a real dichotomy with respect to the pressure points for them. While they're inundated by COVID-19 testing, their routine testing is actually dropping significantly during this time because of the elective surgeries being put on hold. What's really important, though, in talking with our customers is that they expect really a tsunami of tests to come their way as things get back to normal. And that's really where the conversation around automation, products like our APAS independence, really makes sense for them. So those discussions are happening at the moment.
Now to your sales and strategy. Can you tell us more, starting with sales?
Yeah, it's been a real focus for ours over the last 12 to 18 months to really get some global growth with respect to the regions that we're focused on. And so that's Australia, Germany, the UK, and the US. And we're really pleased to announce late last year our first sale into Germany, into Labor Wisplinghof, the single largest lab in all of Germany. And of course, we've already had a sale here in Australia to St Vincent's Hospital in Melbourne. And so our sales efforts, while it's a slow sales cycle, we're starting to really get some traction in the key markets that we've been operating.
And could you tell us about the value proposition for labs?
Yeah, we spoke before about the triaging and removal of these plates with no significant growth out of the workflow. And principally, that's what our instrument and technology does for them. When we look at the segmentation of the labs and our customer base, just in those 4 markets, we see a market opportunity of around 2,000 labs in those 4 countries, so an addressable market opportunity. And we're able to do that segmentation based on them generating a payback of within that 2 to 3 year time horizon.
And what can you tell us about new modules and applications?
Yeah, in the end of March, we announced our 510K submission to the US FDA for what's called our MRSA analysis module. MRSA is the identification of staph, and it's a routine surface swab test that happens in all hospitals and labs all around the world. And so this is on the back of our de novo application, obviously, that we have FDA clearance with already. So we submitted that in March. We've had some dialogue now with the FDA, and that's been a positive experience. And based on the kind of 90-day window that they've kind of dictated as part of that process, we expect to have clearance in the early part of the second half of this year.
Now to financials. Could you provide a snapshot?
Yeah, so our quarterly was announced about 4 weeks ago or thereabouts. So we finished the March quarter with $6.8 million in the bank. We recently also announced some funding from the South Australian government of $1.5 million. We've renegotiated the terms of that, and we expect to be able to draw down on that within the near term. Kind of going to the R&D tax towards the end of the year, we expect about $1 million as another inflow coming into the company. So overall, we're not in a horrible position when it comes to cash. We burn about $1.5 million a quarter. That's historically been our burn rate. When we look at a go-forward basis, we're looking to implement some cost reduction programs. So the board's taken a 20% cut there's some natural spend that we're just not going to be able to do. And we're looking really carefully around that to extend our runway. So that will come down a little bit on a go forward basis.
And to the last question, Brent, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Look, it's a really attractive value proposition at the moment. The last 18 months has been building out that network across the 4 countries. So we've done that. We've really got through the regulatory clearances. And so what really we're looking forward to now is the FDA clearance I mentioned before. But more importantly, from a sales and distribution perspective, is we expect in the near term to announce a distribution strategy. And that is a really important catalyst for us to get some really positive brand equity with this potential distributor. It's going to be a complementary product within their existing portfolio. And so that will really change the dynamic of how we're able to generate some scale from a sales and marketing perspective on a regional basis.
Brent Barnes, thanks for the update.
Thank you.